All right, so we're going to be working through a problem. This is a very easy problem, and you can see I've broken it all down here, but a lot of people like watching videos rather than reading. So this is our problem right here. You've been tasked to write a computer program for a movie theater. They sell tickets for $10 a person. For each family, they want a receipt showing how much they owe for admission. So we need to break that down. So here is the problem right here. And when we break it down and we want to put it into a format of a problem statement, what I recommend is that you use um, Visual Logic, not Visual Logic, use Notepad++. And I have a link right here in the lessons. It takes you to Notepad++ Portable. All you have to do is download this to your USB drive and then unzip it. And then when I think you run it, think about it. Yeah, you download it and then you double click on it and it'll go ahead and install. It doesn't install on your computer, it's portable. So you want it whenever you get the whenever it finishes, you want to take wherever it put this, probably in your download folder, and drag it into your 114 folder so you can use it. I don't put this into the zip file because it's pretty large. It's got a lot of files to it. The other problem is that when you go to the Notepad++ website, it looks at what kind of operating system you have and then has you download the version that you would use for your computer. So rather than giving you a version you can't use, I have you download it there. All right, so let's go back to the regular page. Let's go to Notepad++ Portable. And all you have to do is double click on the Notepad++ portable, no bin like that is for HTML-Kit. And then I'll go ahead and open up. There it is. And it works just like Notepad. Nice thing about it though, it keeps track of your names, and that's what I like about it. So let me make this a little bit smaller. Go back to the problem. There's the problem. All right, so we need to break this down into assumptions. And then within assumptions, we're going to have scope. And we're going to have constants. And then we're going to have input, calculations, and output. Another nice thing too is see how small this is? If I hold down the control key and hit the plus, I can make this larger. Ooh. Okay, so let's break this down. The first thing we want to do is figure out output because the output is easy. And in the real world, when you're talking to a client, they always know what they want out. And it says it wants a receipt showing how much they owe for admission. So I'm going to call this total cost of admission. And next thing I want to do is not move up to calculations, but figure out my constants because that's the next easiest thing. If you look in here, $10 is per person is a constant value. They don't say that the price of a ticket changes all the time. It's pretty much constant. So I'm going to go over here and go into my constants, and I'm going to say that the ticket price equals 10. I don't put a dollar sign, and if it was 1,000, I wouldn't put a comma because that's going to mess up my flow chart and my code later on. We just leave it just looking just like this because we want this to be a binary 10, and if you put a dollar sign, it makes it text, and then you got problems. All right, so now the next thing we want to do after that is figure out, well, how am I going to get this total cost of the admission? Well, the only way I'm going to get that is by doing some math. So that means that this has to go up here. Now, nice thing about Notepad++ is instead of having to copy and paste it, I can start typing it. So if I typing total, uh-oh. Oh, well, it's because total cost of admissions have got a bunch of different words. So we're going to have to copy and paste it. All right, so Control C, Control V. You're going to see we're going to turn these into single words, and that's going to make it a lot easier. So once we get into calculations, we always put an equal sign next to it, and then we have to define the math that we use to get that total cost. So if I have 10 family members and it's $10 a piece, that means it's $100. So now we have to describe that here and describe it in words. So this is going to be the ticket price. And again, it's not working right because it's, okay, let's stop here and let me go back. What we want to do is whenever we're creating a place in memory, we want to camel it. And that means that total cost of admissions would have to be changed to total cost of, admission. And ticket price would have to be changed to ticket price. Now we want to do this as we go along because we're going to be using these over and over again. You can see I had some problems. Now the other thing I don't like is this is way too big. When I put in my flow chart, it's going to cut off some of that, and I don't want to do that. So I'm just going to go ahead and say, well, let's just call this total cost. We don't need the other. The total cost of admission we can make as a label for that output. Good. Now everything's going to work a lot better. You'll see. All right. So the next thing is my calculations, and I have to do math with total cost. So now if I start typing total cost, you can see now I can select it and press tab. And I'm going to make that equal to, and what is the math? It's going to be ticket price, and again, I can just hit tab, times the number of tickets. Great. Now the problem is, again, I have spaces in here. So I can call this number of tickets. But again, it's a lot of words, a lot of letters. So I'm going to call this num tickets. All right, so now the $10 of price, and if they want 10 tickets, 10 times 10 is 100, and that's going to give me that. So where am I going to get the number of tickets from? In some cases, we could do some sort of calculations if they wanted us to take in a bunch of things and then add them together, but someone's going to have to tell us that. So that's going to be input. And again, I hit tab. So excellent. So now I have everything I need except my scope. So for scope, I am making some assumptions based upon that paragraph, but I need to talk to my client later on and ask them if my assumptions are true. So we need to write that down. So one of the things I'm assuming is ticket price does not change. So I'm assuming that it's always going to be $10. And if I ask them that and they go, oh, well, no, it's $10 for regular, and then kids are $5, and then seniors are, they go, wait a minute, but you didn't tell me any of that. That's a good thing I asked the question because they didn't give me all the information at the beginning. Another one is only one family. And if I say, oh, yeah, only one family, goes, oh, no, I want you to do this all day long and give me the total at the end of the day. Well, that's going to change my entire solution. So I want to be able to ask that question. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Was there anything else that I came up with? I can't remember. Oh, yeah, customer can. So the last one would be customer can order unlimited number of tickets. And again, I say, oh, so they can order as many as they want. And they say, well, we only have 200 seats, so we have to keep track of that. And if that's true, then again, my solution has to change because I'm not doing that in this solution. And that's why the problem statement is so important. Once you get your problem statement done, everything else is going to be easy. And you're going to see that next video because I'm almost at 10 minutes right now. This is the most important thing and what you should be spending almost all your time on for every single one of the problems that we have. Because once I get this finished, you're going to see it in a second, that flowchart and code are easy once you get the hang of it. This is hard though. And so if you're spending, a lot of students think, well, I need to rush to code because that's going to be hard and I want to get it done. You're going to find that code is the easiest part and this is the most difficult part. So be aware of that. All right, I'm going to end it right here and then make another one with my flowchart and code because you can see that's pretty easy.